Right, good afternoon everybody. Apologies for that. Yeah, I had 3 windows open and one of them said it had a minute to go and it didn't. The countdown had already run out. Welcome to a very quick unboxing video of Terminus. Let me know if you can hear me and you can see me okay. I think hopefully it's going out okay. I'm off to the gym straight after this, which is why I'm wearing my go to the gym outfit. So Terminus is a game which was on Kickstarter, I believe, last year. Published and presented by Inside Up Games, designed by Earl Aspirus and Tom Volpe. I don't know if that's how you pronounce your name. Earl's in the chat, Tom's not in the chat. So green is not showing. Ah, right. I tell you why. I've accidentally enabled, in all of my rushing around, I've accidentally enabled the chroma key for the overhead camera. There you go, sorted. Well spotted. Well spotted. Anyway, so yeah, this was on Kickstarter. It's being delivered at some point. I don't know exactly when it's being delivered. The factory rushed me a copy early, straight, literally hot off the press, because I'm going to be creating the how to play video for it, which the script is written and I'm actually going to start filming it tomorrow. So tomorrow morning, I'm going to get up early and I'm actually going to start filming the how to play video for this game. The plan is to have the video done before backers get their copies, which should be. So yeah, I don't know exactly when backers are going to get their copies. Jenna from Inside Up Games might be able to tell you, but let's have a look. So this is the actual finished product. It's not pre-production, it's not prototype or anything else, it's the actual finished product. So this is a Euro style game, which is about urban planning. It's building subways and it's basically normal Euro game stuff. It's action efficiency, but it's quite clever in the way that the action rondel works. I have played a third of a game of this. So factory's on a break for Chinese New Year. Right, so once they return, they'll be finishing assembly. Yeah, they rushed this one to me because, as I say, I needed to get the how to play video done. Right, let's have a look in. Oh, fulfillment in May or June. I've got plenty of time to do the video. Maybe I'll have a day off tomorrow. Maybe I'll go to the beach instead and eat some ice cream. Yeah, maybe get the cats to do the video instead. Anyway, we're going to have a look inside. Now, one thing that Inside Up Games do, which is really nice, day one backers. So if you were a day one backer of this game, your name is on here. So yeah, this could be you. Really nice. Now, what happens when they get super popular and they get more people than they can fit on here? I don't know. Use a smaller font. So we've got the rulebook. I had a little bit of involvement in the rulebook, and one of my team, Brendan, he had a lot to do with the rulebook as well. So I think the rulebook is pretty good. In fact, I actually didn't really remember how to play the game when I sat down and wrote the script for the rulebook. So I thought, right, I'll learn the game from the rulebook, and I pretty much did. So yeah, I was able to learn the game from the rulebook, and yeah. So yeah, there we go. There's the rulebook. Right, that's that done. We have an appendix. So this is something that you can pass round the table when somebody wants to know, what does industry tile number 12 do? Well, there it is. So all of the developments, all of the projects with some examples, all the advanced upgrades, what they all do. Yeah, you can pass this around so you don't have to explain them all at the start of the game. Right, we have, I believe, 2 sheets of punch board. We'll be doing Paul's punch test on those in a minute. Bearing in mind, as I say, this was one of the early copies off from the factory. We have the game board, and then we have the insert, and we have some player boards. So let's get the game board out first. And I can actually tell you a little bit about this game if you don't know anything about this game. And the next question that I have for Inside Up Games is, if you didn't back this, how can people get hold of a copy? Is it going to be going to retail, or is there going to be another second Kickstarter or anything like that? So yeah, for people who didn't back the game, how can they get hold of it? Very good question in the chat from Peter. The player count, I believe, is 1 to 5. So there is a solo mode for the game. There is a special 2-player mode for the game, and it goes up to 5 players. So these are the 5-player boards. We'll have a look at those in a minute, but yeah, it goes up to 5. This is the side of the board that you use for, I can't remember, it's 3, 4 or 5 players. Yep, so this is the side of the board for 3, 4 or 5 players. This is the side of the board for 1 or 2 players. So yeah, you use a slightly different side of the board. I think the map is the same, but it's all about the actions at the top. So let's have a look at this side. Now, the majority of the gameplay takes place over this bit. I'm going to press this button here and see what happens. This might be the wrong button. Nope, we're all good. You never know when you press random buttons, see what happens. So this is the action rondelle. And the game plays over 3 years. And in each year, each player has a marker, which starts here. And it goes around here doing these actions on the action rondelle until you reach the end. But you don't have to do every single one. You have to do them in clockwise order. But you could skip this action and go straight to this one. That doesn't mean you can go back to that one. It means you've actually, that's it. You've chosen not to do that action and you've moved on to this one. So you will go around this rondelle once. You could go to every single place if you want to, but that's where the cleverness in the game comes in, and the decisions that you have to make in deciding, oh, do I want to get there before they do, and everything else. Anyway, you're going to be going around these. You're going to be taking various actions. There are multiple different actions you can take in each location, but it's all about acquiring different types of resources, which will be in these areas on the board, and then spending those resources in order to build tracks on here. So as you probably saw from the thumbnail image, and I'm just going to put it on screen again now. There's the thumbnail image. You can see players are going to be building pieces of track and stations on the main map. And that's what you were going to be doing with the player pieces. So each player has their own bag of stuff, and they all come in here. So once you can leave them in the bags and put them in here. And yeah, each player, which colours are going to show up well? Probably pink. All sorts of different sizes and shapes but you've got the rail links which you're going to build. And let me just zoom in a little bit just so you can see these in a bit more detail. These are the player pieces. So you can see the rail links, they're not just, you know, flat bits of wood, they're actually like rail links. So you're going to be building these on the board, and you're going to be building stations. Stations can be hubs. That's a prime hub, for example. All will be explained in the rule book. And then, yeah, you're going to be placing developments on here as well. That's the tiles. So let's go to the player board first. Let's stick with this view and let's just go to the player board. So this is the pink player board. It's dual layered. And what you've got is you've got various components that you will put in various slots on here. Can't remember where the bonus marker is. I think it's there. But you've basically got these stations which start off all over here. And as you play the game, you will unlock more of these stations by removing them from here. I think that's how it works. I can't remember. I wrote the script a couple of weeks ago. I can't remember. But you will be placing things on your player board. You've got various actions that you can do. You've got limited storage capacity, and you're going to be completing these for points at the end of the game. So that's the player board. Very, very quick whistle-stop tour of the player board. But over to the punch board. So what's on the punch board? We just knocked over an octopus. These, right, so these are industry tiles, residential tiles, commercial tiles, etc., etc. So they're all punching out okay. And what's going to happen over the course of the game is, as well as building these railway lines across here, players are going to be developing parts of the city. So you can place these on any... So this area here is quite special because it's blue, green and red. So it can have any type of industry. Whereas this one here could only have green or blue. This one could only have green. So you could put a green one on there, for example. Now, if somebody's already built some rail links there, you can't build over there. But as soon as you've built over there, that's it. That region is that. And then what you're going to be doing is you're going to be placing meeples. You can put the meeples on here, and it basically gives you additional actions that you can do over the course of the game. It's just going to give you an overview. But yeah, 2 sheets of punch board. Can't remember what these are. Special actions, that's it. You can upgrade your player board with special actions. You've got money, because it is an economic game. You're going to need the money to buy and sell things. And you've got various goals that come out. So there are different goals that come out each game that will give you points for building in certain locations. Yeah, I think that's about it. The resources. Let's have a quick look at the resources, because these are quite nice. We have 4 different types of resources. We have these, which are cool. These are little traffic cones. I think these are permits or something like that. But yeah, I do like little traffic cones. Call the cone hotline. We've got these. which are like folders with information in. These are really nice, these components. They're big and chunky, but printed on both sides, which is nice. What else do we have? We've got these, which look like, I can't remember what they're called. Blueprints? Kind of look like blueprints. And also energy. So energy is green in this game rather than yellow, but this is yeah, little energy token. So these are the 4 different resources that you're going to be buying and using in the game. What else have we got? We've got player reference. Always good to have a player reference. So we actually have, yeah, a double-sided player reference with the actions guide on one side, which is quite detailed. There's a lot going on there. And then the actions guide on the other side. Yeah, oh right, okay, that's all the actions. Right, and 5 of these for the 5 players. Got a scoring sheet, which you're going to use at the end of the game to add up people's scores. And we have some extra components that we haven't seen yet. We've got 2 packs of cards. So I mentioned that there's going to be goals that you're going to try and achieve during the game. And that's these. So certain ones of these will come out depending on player count. And then you're basically going to be putting meeples on these to try and score points for achieving them. So yeah, every game is going to play differently because you're going to get these gold cards. I think those might be the solo cards. I think they're the solo cards. And then we've got another type of card here. Can't remember what those are. I can't remember what these are. But anyway, yeah. Cards are a decent thickness. You probably don't want to sleeve those. I mean, some people will sleeve them. I'm not going to sleeve them. I don't really think you shuffle these cards very much. But anyway, there's a look at the artwork and the graphic design. The artwork is a fairly simplistic style, but the graphic design is very clear cut. So yeah, shouldn't have any problems with that. And I think that is everything. I've made a complete mess, but it all goes back in there. And that is everything. So content that I'm going to be producing for this game. Well, as I mentioned at the start, I'm going to be doing an official how to play video for the game. It's all written. I'm going to be filming that over the next few days, and then I'm going to be editing it over the next couple of weeks. I will release that video when Inside Up Games, well, first of all, once it's ready, and second, once Inside Up Games give me the green light to release it. But it will definitely be done before backers get their copy. I'm hoping to do a playthrough video for it as well at some point. I do want to do a playthrough video. And James is asking, am I going to cover the solo mode? I've no plans to cover the solo mode. I actually haven't read the solo rules for it yet. I will have to have a quick look at the solo rules to see whether they are Paul friendly or not. Because if they are Paul friendly, then I will happily give it a go. If they're not Paul friendly, then yeah, I'm going to struggle with it. I really struggle with complex solo modes, and I don't know what the solo mode is like. It is just... So there's the 2-player setup. So there are some additional rules for the 2-player game. I think there's a dummy 3rd player because you need it in games like this. And the solo setup, so that's the solo setup, and there's the solo gameplay. So it doesn't actually look too complicated, but as I say, I'm not giving an opinion on it because I don't know. I've not actually looked at it yet, but we will see. Brendan says borderline in terms of whether it's Paul friendly or not. Okay, so it's not completely ruling it out then, but I may struggle with it. It all depends. I mean, if I've got somebody who knows the solo mode who's happy to join me for a stream, then they can effectively run the bot while I just concentrate on playing the game. That works for me. But we will see. We will see. Right, we're all done. I'm off to the gym. Thank you very much to everybody for watching. Keep an eye on the channel for the video that I'm going to be doing for this, although it isn't going to be out for a few weeks. And yeah, thank you very much to Inside Up Games for the copy of the game for me to make the video with. Right, that's it. I'm off now. See you later on. Thanks very much for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.